Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the FSDC Career Day. I'm Peter Lau, a BBA IS Year 4 student from the University of Hong Kong, your MC for this session. Thank you very much for joining this Saturday afternoon in this prestigious venue, the Grand Auditorium at the HKEX Connect Hall. I hope you have visited the HKEX Museum of Finance, which was opened in March early this year. The museum is constantly updated with new content and exhibits over time, which tells the story of Hong Kong's financial markets and HKEX, and what the future may hold. Financial professionals love numbers. To our delight, Hong Kong financial services industry has pretty good numbers as well. With about 254,700 participants, financial services industry contributes 6.6% of employment and about 17.7% of Hong Kong's GDP. Beyond numbers, we're proud to have the smartest people from diverse backgrounds around the world serving the industry. As fresh graduates or soon graduate students, we're eager for career opportunities in this industry. Organized by the Financial Services Development Council, the FSDC Career Day provides precious chances for students to understand the different jobs and segments within the industry through experience sharing by leading practitioners. I'm sure all of you are looking forward to the sharing by industry professionals. But before that, may I ask every one of you here to please switch your mobile phones to silent mode so that our sharing will be very smooth. And let's give a big round of applause to our honorable guests and speakers. So now, may I invite Mr. Lawrence Lee, Chairman of the Financial Services Development Council, to give his opening remarks. Please welcome Mr. Lee.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Welcome to the FSDC 5th Career Day. I see that we are starting a little late, so I will cut short my speech. Let me first begin by adding to what Peter has said. The first must be, looking at Peter, one sees a bright future for professionals and young professionals in our financial services industry. And I hope all of you will take advantage of the CV clinic that we have at the end. Other than, of course, Peter, you have to go last in the queue. The second thing I want to add to what Peter has said is Peter cited a statistics that 17.8% GDP comes from financial services. That doesn't account for another 21% coming for related professional services. And one can quite easily say that the financial services and related professional services is the single largest source of high-end jobs and value-adding employment in Hong Kong. And I hope that all of us will work towards sustaining that and contributing to our economy. The FSDC, as most of you know, was founded 6 years ago under the leadership of Mrs. Laura Cha. And from the very beginning, we have been tackling multiple questions and challenges that will improve Hong Kong as an international financial center, one of which is to answer the question of why finance is relevant to all of us and not just the professionals. And that has led to two of our committees, market development and human capital, both looking at this question. Now, seeing so many of you today, one can see that the shortest answer to that question of why finance is relevant to all of us is because there is a big future in it for all of us in Hong Kong. That has led to quite a lot of efforts of the Financial Services Development Council, both in terms of the Career Day. As I mentioned, this is our 5th Career Day, and 2, our continuing efforts in professional speaker series, in outreach to students, in bringing in new elements to our work, one of which, as many of you know, is FinTech. Before I started today, I actually fretted over whether to bring up this sheet of paper or use something that I'm actually by now trying to get used to, which is my iPad. And I realized that even those of us who have been in finance for a long time are adjusting. I bring up the story not only to show that it is important to adjust, but to highlight that for all of you sitting in the audience, you have an advantage. You have an advantage over, forgive me, everyone in the front row. And I urge you to take good use of that advantage, because for those of us who are looking to the delivery of financial services in the next decade, it is not going to be done by ways that I am familiar with. It is not going to be done by ways that is an actual piece of paper. It's going to be done on cell phone. It's going to be done in social media. It's going to be done in ways that I must confess I cannot even imagine, but you can. So welcome to the 5th Career Day. Welcome to a world of opportunities. I will highlight that at the end of today, we have a curriculum vitae workshop. Unfortunately, I understand that we have asked you to submit your CV mostly by paper or virtual paper electronically. I rather surmise that in a few more years' time, CVs will be done by way of AI. Your CV will no longer be compiled by you, but will be compiled automatically by way of searching your Facebook and any other accounts that have been invented by that point. But nonetheless, the things that you will pick up at the workshop at the end of the day are important, because what is important about a piece of CV is not how it is structured, but what skills to highlight, what skills to accumulate, and how to communicate your skill set and your advantage to the user. And that might well include surprising the user by ways that the user cannot imagine. So without further ado, I will invite our host today and the founder of the FSDC and now the chairman of HKEX to say a few words, Laura.